Okay, I'm not sure about where I've gotten to, but you could get to somewhere better. Um, so you've already mentioned at least 50% of the things that you're expected to do or you can do. Although I can't compare the times um, now and I would say 2 years ago. It's a bit different. So you can weigh in on what I would share and see how you can tie it to your experience. So, first things, you need to work on your skill as a person. I'm speaking generally, not on you, or I'm just giving you some pointers. So, you need to continuously work on your skill. You need to have this problem solving skill. It's not just saying it, but it's actually showing it. So it takes me to my next point. You need to show up. And by showing up, you're not only trying to build in private, because you can be the most talented person, but if you're not showing up, nobody knows you, nobody cares. So the more you show up, the more you are closer to the people that would value your skill in the future. And like I said, I try to make this point again. Even when I speak to people, I try to just mention this. I'm speaking generally. I'm just giving a general point. I'm not giving a point on you as a person, because I haven't had a discussion with you to understand. Because usually when I have this kind of conversations, they're usually in a controlled space where I schedule it and then have a discussion with the person and then understand where the person is, some of the challenges that they are facing, uh, and be able to give them a more personalized response. But generally, you need to show up as much as you can, at least 4 to 5 times a day. It feels like just a number, but I used to do this. I used to be very active on social media. I could post up to 10 times a day, and I ensured that I showed up everywhere, not just on a specific platform. The first opportunity I got that was really amazing was from Behance. It wasn't even from X or Instagram or LinkedIn. It was from Behance. So you need to show up in every single place that is a place for your talent. On Contra, on Behance, on Upwork, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok. You need to be on all of these platforms, because people find people in very unfamiliar places. In certain circumstances or situations, people just find you. You just pop up on their feed. So that's why I've been a champion for this showing up. So you have to constantly show up. Uh, uh, and showing up brings you a lot more things. It brings recommendations. Your peers would recommend you. They would comment on people's posts tagging you. If people are not doing that yet, that means you're not showing up as much as you should. I had loads of tags. You know, Even as I design opportunities, I was getting other type of opportunities as well. So you need to show up as much as you can to start getting that recommendations from people. It's like a validation for your skill that, oh, I'm doing something right. Every single tag means a lot to your journey as a career path for you. Um, Most people, when they talk about learning, it feels like I could just take a course and learn. But honestly, learning is not the way we used to do it or the way we do it. Learning is like the key ingredient in every other thing you're going to do in your career, because you can be showing up and you can be showing up with lack of knowledge, because when you have that information, it becomes a powerful tool for the way you show up. So you show up with this consciousness. You're not just showing up to get appraisals, to get people to clap for you, but you're showing up to prove a point that you know what exactly you're doing and that you're doing it the right way. And trust me, learning is the major ingredient. It's the major ingredient. And like I said, you have to be consistent with these two things. Keep learning, never stop learning. It's not just a phrase, but never stop learning. Because as I speak to you, I still learn. I'm still in search of more knowledge, because where I'm at is not probably, it's not even probably, it's not where I want to be. Where I want to be, I know where I want to be. So I'm taking those conscious steps. When it's time, I'll make that move. But these are some of the things you need to prioritize. Then there's also connecting. It's connecting is not sending people cold DMs. I have not sent anybody a cold DM, unfortunately, so far in my journey. It's not to say I'm not trying to be proud or brag about it, but I'm not the kind of person that knows how to reach out to people. So I try to use other tools instead, which are showing up. I just show up within my own space. Just keep doing it. So I don't know how to reach out to people, but if you know how to do that, then there are pointers you can use. And these are things that have been shared on the internet hundreds of times. You need to show up with value in someone's DM. And I'm speaking from my own experience of someone who people send DMs a lot. When I get these DMs, I'm looking out for some key things. So 5 persons might send me a DM and I only open one DM. And why did I open that DM? It's because there was an introduction that caught my attention. The body of the message was short, it was brief, considering I'm a very busy person. So I'm not always available to read through a long paragraph. And the person added a CTA. A CTA is basically, this is what I can do, and here is what I have done. This is a very great proof of work that the person have done. So most times I'm willing to listen to that person more. And I think it's the same with the brands or people you reach out to. Possibly you can get something about their business, understand them. When you write those keywords, or you write the DM, or you write the email, wherever you're reaching out to them from, it should contain specific personalized information about their business and themselves if this information is in the open. It shows that you've done your own groundwork. You've put in the work to understand what you really need. And then showing that proof of work, which is not actually your own proof of work, but something you've picked from their own brand that you've tried to improve on, goes even further, because we live in a world today that anyone can take a screenshot from the amazing stuff designers share on the internet, especially on X, and they can put that stuff in their own portfolios. So, what is the guarantee that you are the person that did this? That guarantee can be sealed if the project that you've shared with them is something from their own end. Imagine sending them something that they are probably battling with how to solve it, and then you solved it without knowing that that was a key problem for them. So it already shows your problem solving skill. It shows that proof of work because you're not just doing something random. You're not just sending them an old project that you did. You're sending them something new. So all of this adds up to how you can cold DM someone to get that person's reply. And if you do this often, you just discover that you might be able to reach the dream role that you're looking out for. I don't think there's any other thing that I've done so far. The major things I've shared is what I've actually done. I show up as much as I can. I ensure I update my Behance. I've not updated it in a while, but prior to this time, I was someone that whenever I work on a project, I would always try my best to create case studies for those projects and have them on my Behance. Because I understand that sometimes when people don't get the value from what they are doing, it impacts their consistency. But for someone who sees some level of reward from what he was doing, it significantly impacted my consistency. So I knew showing up would create something for me. Whenever I post what I've done, I get DMs from people reaching out to me to want to work for them. So seeing this reward encouraged me more to post. So Behance is an amazing place. I don't know about now, but as at 2 years ago, I can tell that it's an amazing place. I still get opportunities there to date, even a couple weeks back. So it's an amazing place, and it's somewhere you can sow your seed. You plant, and then you can always come back to. Yeah, you. These are it. Yeah, I was talking about connecting. So connecting, you can go to events, you can connect with people, and not just your peers, even your peers, people you feel like this person might not be able to help me because he's also doing the same thing as you, might be able to give you an upper hand tomorrow. There's these guys I always remember whenever I try to make reference to connecting with people. They had this group, there were like four of them, and one of them landed a role at MTN. And then the following month or week, a second person from their group landed a role at MTN as well. So this is what connecting with people, and not just connecting with people, because today the way people connect with people is I need to connect with this person to land an opportunity. But when you connect with people, especially your peers, and you have the mindset of I'm connecting with this person because I want to grow with this person, and you make that point known to that person's mindset also becomes the same. So if the person is applying for a specific role and those roles are multiple roles, they would work hand in hand with you to apply. So it could be an accountability partner for you. They could share their insights from how they are applying that could drastically impact the way you apply. And both of you could probably often have discussions and you share these things together. And I think this is one of the things that helped those people. I was opportune at a certain point in time to have them in my mentorship. So I can never forget them. Connect with everyone. Be respectful of anybody on the internet. Just ensure you don't look down on people. Because when you look down on certain people and you never can tell who those people can turn out to be. Someone that is not at the position where you are today can be the person to sign your papers tomorrow. So just be respectful of people on the internet. These are very key areas you can actually focus on. But the more you learn, the more it shows in your work. And the more you show up, the more you're closer to reaching the people that would get you on board. And if you've been able to do all of these different things, then it's now time for you to package your CV and apply for roles. The roles that you are trying to get. One key insight I give to people is before you apply for a role, start working on applying for that role at least 3 to 6 months before then. What this means is you go to those roles and then you analyze them. What do I need to be able to get this role at the end of the day? What are the courses that I need to take that would put me in a position that I would be able to land this role? What are the projects I need to do? These are things you can ask yourself. What are those things I need to focus on? So you're not just doing everything. You're not just doing things that are not relevant. So you need to think, what are these things? And by the time you set that 3 months, 3 to 6 months plan for yourself to check everything in the list out, and you get to that point where you're now ready to apply. If you apply, you will get to the interview stage. What you do in the interview thereafter, it's up to you. No one can predict that because hundreds of people apply to the same role every time you apply to that role. But the good thing is you have a validation that someone saw your CV, saw your portfolio, and think you are a great fit for that opportunity. Many people don't see this value, but getting to the interview stage is the most important stage in the hiring process. The other stages are just things that could just happen, so try your best to follow this process. Go to Google Jobs. Think about the jobs you want to land. If you want to work in certain countries or certain places, go look at the jobs in those places and what are the requirements, what are the responsibilities of this kind of person. Gather all of those insights and start creating your goals. Let that goal or whatever you gathered be your own roadmap that you would follow diligently from that point to the duration that you want to give yourself. And then you can apply at the end of the day. And when you apply to one job, two jobs, keep applying. It's not just one or two that would give you that conviction of what you need to do next. And when you apply, you don't even get a summary or an assessment of where you would have done better because thousands of people are applying. So ensure that you're also following trends. AI is in vogue now. You need to understand how to use it. How would it improve your workflow? Not just your workflow, how would it also impact the businesses that you work for, that you would work for? So when you start making all these plans ahead of time, you just discover that you have so much information that landing a job is just a stone throw away. But do not forget to always show up. I hope this would help you, man. Um, Have yourself a wonderful evening. Good night.